earlier in the season, ahead of the reverse fixture, you two picked your combined 11. This was from December of last year. But you've done it again today, and there have been a couple of changes, 4 changes in fact, and Marcus Rashford is in that starting 11 of the combined teams. You put in Fabinho instead of Matic, Wijnaldum is in instead of Keita, and Lindelof is in instead of Bailly. What's the thinking? Why have they changed?
Well, I think Rashford had to come in. I mean, he still could have put Firmino maybe a little bit deeper, but I think both teams sort of play with 3 men in the centre of midfield, so I think it's fair to go with that sort of setup. But I think the form Rashford's in. Firmino's doing well, but certainly not as well as Rashford. I think Mane, Salah speak for themselves. And I just think Fabinho over Matic, that could be a toss of a coin. I think Matic is in better form than he was at the start of the season. And I think Lindelof has to come in ahead of Bailly, he's a better player. Happy
with all the changes, Gary?
Not quite. I would have just flexed the system a little bit, but he was fixed on 4-3-3, so we had to keep with what we had. I personally would have put Firmino in the team behind Rashford, and I would have left one of the midfield players out, probably Wijnaldum, or I would have actually had Matic in instead of Fabinho as well, but I wasn't that bothered in the end, to be fair. Let him have his day ahead of Sunday, because I know he's a little bit nervous, a bit twitchy.
You, on the other hand, feeling confident ahead of that. It's the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer effect. He's bringing out confidence. And Marcus Rashford, indicative really of that. He's the embodiment of the confidence that he's brought into that team.
He looks incredible. When you think about Marcus Rashford in the last 2 years, he has been moved around. I think that's natural for a young player. Play left, play right, on the bench, up front. You think he's getting his chance, and then he doesn't quite take it. If you remember last year against, I think it was Cardiff he played, and it just didn't look like he was going to get his opportunity as a centre forward. And then you think about what's happening now, 6'2", aggressive, quick, goal scorer, can beat a man with the ball, can run past someone without the ball, and you think, wow, this is what you've sort of lived for. When you bring a player through the ranks and you see them develop over a period of 1 or 2 years, and you see them all of a sudden, some players don't have the instant impact. He did. But Michael Owen, for instance, at Liverpool was just almost like a star straight away. Marcus Rashford has had to move around the team to get to a point now whereby he is the number 1. And Manchester United can now counter-attack. Manchester United can now attack with pace. And that's not a slight on Lukaku or other players who have played up there, Juan Mata or players like that who've played around there. Manchester United need pace in that front line, and he gives them that all day long.
Gary's very worried about your nerves. Are you nervous?
I'm fine. This is a man who said he's not bothered, but he wants to give the new manager the job just for beating Liverpool. That's how desperate they are to beat Liverpool. And Alex Ferguson's given the team talk, I believe, isn't he, as well? So, Jesus Christ, how the mighty have fallen.
But look, as far as the game itself is concerned, you were talking about maybe making tactical tweaks. What do you think is going to come down to on Sunday?
I think Liverpool have to look after Manchester United's left side. I think Pogba in that position. I'm not sure who's going to put with the Martials back or if Rashford will play to that side. But I think Paris Saint-Germain did a little number on Manchester United in the Champions League and how they affected that area of the pitch. And I think that is something Liverpool have to look at. And how he sets up in central midfield. He's waiting to jump in here. I can feel it. Yeah, come on.
You'll have to look after the right side as well, I think the big thing for me about the game is I think United are better counter-attacking in the last couple of months. I still think Liverpool are a better team counter-attacking. So I'm interested to know who tries to dominate possession, who's going to try and drop off. I think both teams would prefer to, or better, I think, just basic. I think if Liverpool counter-attack on United, they could score 3 or 4 goals. However, the other way, it could happen the other way as well.
Do you think, look, I mean, this is something I think I may be wrong, we'll see on Sunday, but Liverpool going there under Jose Mourinho, under Louis van Gaal before, a bit more pragmatic, people not saying the Man United type of football, if you like. Do you think would it be maybe a bit more of an open game? There may be actually more chance of Liverpool, more space. Last season when you go there, Salah, I mean, remember Ashley Young playing left-back, playing really narrow as a full-back. I don't think we'll see that type of game. Do you think there might actually be more there for both teams?
I agree, but I don't think Ole will go out full press and try and go. I mean, might be for 5-10 minutes at the beginning, but I think he'll just sit back 20 yards outside the box, let Alisson have his first pass, and I think they'll try and press off that, because I do think you can press Alisson. I think he's one of the areas I'd be looking at on Sunday for United to really try and... He delays on the ball. Yeah. I think they'll try and work off that. Let him have the first pass, then go, and then try and work off that so that they're not just, if you like, going full court. I wouldn't go full court against Liverpool.
So they're going to play defensive at home to Liverpool?
Just to win, Jamie, just to win. No,
you two have been building up to this since December, pretty much, and you're going to have plenty of chance to do that before kick-off, which is 2:05 on Sunday.